What is your earliest memory of feeling comforted, and what does that have to do with your recovery from narcissistic abuse? Today I'm sharing with you exactly what therapist Stacy Harp told me she went through as she recovered from narcissistic abuse, and how that relates to comfort. So, let's get started. Closed captioning provided by Athena Moberg and CPTSDFoundation.org. My name's Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Stacy has appeared on the Fox News television show Dayside, as well as numerous radio programs nationally and internationally. Stacy earned a Master's of Science in Clinical Psychology from Vanguard University of Southern California and has been described as a gifted therapist and coach. So when we had our meeting, you were talking about this concept that really struck home for me, and this is really a big part of why I brought you on today. So can you talk to me about comfort?
Yes, comfort is, I think, the key to getting healthy and whole. I really do. I think it's something that we actually don't talk about enough. I think what we do is we flail around all over the place trying to find this elusive comfort that we're all looking for, and we never find it. So one of the things I read years ago, it was in a book. The lady that wrote it, her name is Dr. Brenda Hunter. I think the name of the book is called A Place from Home or something like that. I'd have to look it up. But she was a therapist who, one of the very first questions she would ask people when they come into their office, she would ask them this question, which is, what is your first memory of when you felt comforted? Not what was the memory, but what was the first memory when you felt comforted. Now, it could be that people comforted you way before you felt comforted, but it has to be when you actually felt it.
Right.
Okay, so it's a subjective thing.
What was her purpose for asking that question?
Because of the attachment bonding that moms and children have.
Yeah. And the significance for someone going through, who's gone through trauma, what is the significance of understanding their first form of comfort or their first memory of it? How does it help them?
It helps them because what happens is, I believe, and it's probably more my theory than anything, I believe that if you can identify where you were first comforted, most likely you're going to have that trail follow you throughout your whole life. And in my work as a therapist for about 15 years, I would ask all my clients that, and that's exactly what I saw with my clientele. And I think I shared with you before in the other meeting we had that one of my first clients, I asked them that question. She had a horrible background. Her mom actually abused her, put a knife to her throat, was going to kill her. She literally fled the country she lived in and came here to America. But her mom was a lounge singer, and my client, actually, that was what she loved too. She loved to sing. She loved music, and that's actually what she does as a career. So I saw that comfort. You know, a lot of people, I've heard people say, well, I like to eat food. You know, that's what I remember being comforted. In fact, my perpetrator, you know, he conditioned me with peanut M&Ms. Now maybe that sounds crazy, but he would abuse me. I was a child. He'd give me candy, right? So peanut M&Ms are a complete trigger food for me. They brought me comfort, frankly, during that time. And I found, actually, after I grew up, and especially after I got married and I had to deal with all the sexual issues because I got married, I didn't go the way of being very promiscuous. I kind of went the exact opposite way. I jokingly told my husband, look, if you ever see me eating peanut M&Ms, just leave me alone, because this is how I'm going to, you know, this is how I soothe, which shows on my body occasionally, right? But here's the thing. I've learned if a person can identify what brings them comfort and then realize if it's not a healthy way to be comforted, then they can overcome whatever that trauma piece is. That makes sense?
So the thing that caused them to use that form of comfort. So in your case, because your uncle did that to you and then groomed you basically with the peanut M&Ms, that was your comfort food, and now you don't use that as comfort food, or you at least understand that you needed to heal that trauma?
Right.
I got you.
So I no longer have peanut M&Ms, actually.
I understand.
And I have to tell you that I just made that decision last year.
Really?
Last year. Yeah, because, I mean, I could go for a long time without eating them, and it's not like I eat them every day.
Right.
But there was finally just something in me last year that said, okay, that's it, no more. I'm not going to do it. Another thing for me, you know, because when you go through abuse, you just associate. I used to stare at a light, you know.
Really?
when my uncle was abusing me. Yeah, I'd be laying there and he'd be abusing me, but the light would always be on. So I'd stare at it and,
Go out of your head, kind of.
yeah. And now, because of what I do, I have a bright light looking at me almost every day. And that has been broken as well, because it's something I've learned is that if you look at addiction, you look at all the various ways, the big ways that we know people comfort themselves, it's usually all unhealthy.
Yeah.
So if we actually take the time to learn how to nurture ourselves and allow other people to nurture ourselves, then we can get through it. Let me share what happened to me this week, because it's the perfect example, right? So this week, 2 days ago, I found out a friend of mine died of stage 4 cancer. In fact, it was my first client, ironically enough. She was 55. Her daughter is about the age I was when my mom died of stage 4 cancer 17 years ago. The next day, which was yesterday, I found out a good friend of mine from pickleball. Yes, I'm a pickleball addict. He actually died. And I'm like going, what the heck? You know, I mean, this is crazy that 2 people I love just died in the same week. And I had to make a choice, because going from being a therapist now to being a live streamer every single day with Bible News Radio, my show, I actually had to make a choice. Am I going to do my show and just be who I am and cry and talk and process with my audience? Or am I going to, you know, eat it, stuff it, or avoid it, or, you know what I mean? Go somewhere else. Even doing this interview, just so everybody knows, Angie gave me a way out. And it was so sweet. But I was like, no, I think I want to do it because it's the realness of it, and it's in the process of it. See, and I'm getting choked up now, but
it's a beautiful thing. It is.
It's okay. It's okay.
It is okay. Everybody has, we all have deep emotions, and I think our society sometimes asks us to shove it aside and not feel them. And so I'm glad that you're showing people, you know, that it's okay, because it is okay. And especially people who have been abused.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to have deep rage or deep anger or deep anything except for yes, ma'am, you know. So I get it.
I get it. And my role was to always take care of people and to be the funny one and all that. But you know what I learned even this week, and this is kind of the amazing part, and it's really a testimony to the people who you know, become your circle, right? Is that they're like, okay, I had more people show up for my show because they knew I was going through this hard time than normally do, right? They're like there.
It's important. That's a big deal. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. Support, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So the internet is a beautiful thing, and also, you know, a horrible thing, but I try to focus on the beautiful parts. So I'm grateful for you and for all of my community, and I'm certainly grateful that you have yours as well. All right, now this brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, can you remember your earliest memory of being comforted? And do you think that recognizing that could possibly help you to heal? Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your experiences in the comment section below, and let's talk about it. I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who subscribes to my channel, watches my videos, likes my videos, comments on my videos, shares my videos. By doing that, you help me spread my message just a little bit further, and you help me help other survivors to discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. That is my mission in life, and it means the world to me, so thank you. Now, while I'm here, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to all of my channel members, those people who support me through the YouTube channel membership program. Their contributions help me to help you even more effectively through free resources from queenbeing.com, all of my free videos, and everything else that I'm able to do to connect with you. So to each and every one of my Inner Circle members, thank you sincerely for all of your help. My Inner Circle includes Jessica, Lori, Jonathan, Abraham, Shannon, Kristen, Jill, OG Marv, Beautiful Purpose, Dawn Elizabeth, Roseanne, Shauna, Michael John, Julie, Mental Hilarity, Lou, Missy, Deborah, Denise, Stephanie, Tiffany, Nessa, Marsha, Stacy, Boku, Trisha, Kimberly, Thoy, Victoria, Patty, Carrie Ann, Ashley, Chantel, La Precious, Steph, Dana, Mo Cowboy, Shay, Christina, Ray Ray, Christy, Alda, Smith & Wesson, Ms. Lisa, Martha, Freedom Lee, Mindy, Lynn, Linnell, Phoenix, Cherie, Alice, Carrie, Angel, Bible News Radio, Linda, Charlie, Laura, Pierre Lala, Janet, Paul, Sarah Lee, Marlene, James, Life's Revival, Lorenzo, Deborah, Roxanne, and my very first supporter, Angela Falsetta. Again, I just want to say to my inner circle, thank you so much for hitting that join button. It really does mean a lot to me to know that you're supporting me. Thanks again from the bottom of my heart. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life, and hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. All right, now that's all I've got for you. But before I go, take a look at the videos I'm leaving for you right there and right there. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button so we can stay connected and continue on this healing journey together. I'll see you soon.